The field of science exists to investigate the natural world. A framework has been developed for all scientists to use that's called the scientific method. The scientific method, a six-step process established by Antoine Lavoisier in the late 1700s, provided a framework that all scientists could work under. The first step of the scientific method is state the problem. The problem could be something as simple as why is the sky blue? The next step of the scientific method is to gather information. Research your problem, see if a scientist before you has had the same problem and formed a hypothesis. This may save you a lot of effort in the long run. Places that you can look for information include textbooks, scholarly articles, and the internet. The next step is to form a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a proposed explanation for your problem. It needs to explain how or why your problem is occurring. Once a hypothesis has been formed, it needs to be tested. Testing takes form of an experiment. In an experiment, an independent variable is changed to manipulate a dependent variable under very controlled conditions. Data is collected throughout the experiment. Once the experiment is done and all the data has been collected, the next step is to analyze the data to look for any trends that will help to prove or disprove the hypothesis. The final step of the scientific method is to form a conclusion. If the conclusion supports the hypothesis, you need to test the hypothesis again. If the conclusion does not support the hypothesis, you need to go back to the beginning and form a new hypothesis. If many of your colleagues in your field also run through your steps of the scientific method and come to the same conclusion that supports your hypothesis, then a scientific theory can be formed. The scientific method is a logical, systematic approach for scientists to investigate natural phenomenon. Over the past 300 years, it has stood the test of time when providing a framework for scientists to operate.